Hi, plant-based nutritionista here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the PCOS Herb and Seed Guide, and we'll kind of go into what that is and how it came about as we go through this quick video. This Herb and Seed Guide is something that I've been working on for a long time. The research that has gone into it has been going on for a long time, and I really feel like it's important for women to understand what's out there to be able to help you deal with these hormonal imbalances naturally. So let's get right into the video. First thing that I do talk about in the Herb and Seed Guide a little bit more is supplements for PCOS. And a lot of practitioners recommend expensive supplements for women who have PCOS. And what I mean by supplements is not herbs or something like that. I'm talking about like taking a vitamin or a mineral supplement. And my philosophy is that nature is the greatest healer, and that whole plant foods and all of the constituents contained within the whole plant food work in synergy to heal the body. I do not believe that you should be taking isolated calcium, isolated whatever nutrient in a pill form and thinking that that's going to heal your body. A lot of these minerals can inhibit the absorption of others. So if you're taking a supplement, it can cause imbalances in others. It's not that simplistic, and I don't think that we should be messing around with nature in that way. So I do not recommend vitamin or mineral supplements outside of a whole food or an herb. And I don't think that, I mean, of course, if you had a deficiency in something and you took a mineral that dealt with that deficiency, you're probably going to feel better. And I think that's where some of these practitioners see success. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to just resolve a deficiency by giving you an isolated mineral supplement to take. We want to boost the entire body and the nutrient density of your overall diet. So there are specific nutrients that are necessary for PCOS, and I discovered this as I was doing research on this, and I was researching this on PubMed. I'm not going, when people say they researched something, a lot of times they're talking about, I read articles and blogs and things that I found on the internet. That's not what I am talking about. That's not research, okay? The other thing is you need to know who funded this research, were there conflicts of interest. There's a lot that goes into making sure that you're learning accurate and true information. So in my research, there are certain nutrients in which the RDA provides protection from deficiency, but the RDAs are not sufficient for some nutrients for individuals who have health conditions, and PCOS is one of those. There's a lot of oxidative stress that goes along with PCOS. Inflammatory markers are elevated. There's a lot of things that go along with PCOS that can be dealt with nutrients if you are eating a diet that is higher in those nutrients than just the basic RDA. And I go over all of that in this Herb and Seed Guide for PCOS. There are some nutrients that have been found to boost progesterone levels in women, which is really important to prevent miscarriage. It's really important for women with PCOS. And also found herbs that create a better balance between estrogen, progesterone, and luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. So let's talk about that. This is something that a lot of women aren't aware of, and in fact, most doctors aren't even aware of. So the luteinizing hormone to follicle stimulating hormone ratio is often imbalanced in women who have PCOS. So this is one of the missed hormonal imbalances. So your doctor might do a blood test and say your luteinizing hormone was within the normal range, your follicle stimulating hormone was in the normal range, and think you're fine. But what they don't realize is, even though they're in the normal range, there is an imbalance of them. So your follicle stimulating hormone is probably somewhere around double the level of your luteinizing hormone. Even though they're both within normal range, that imbalance can also cause issues with fertility and ovulation. Luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone should be very close in numbers. There shouldn't be a large gap between luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. That ratio is really important to fertility and health. And so we have found herbs in research that they've done clinical trials on that actually improve this ratio in women that have PCOS. And that's something that you're probably not going to hear from a lot of places and might be one of the keys to restoring your fertility and restoring normal menstrual cycles. So we do talk about that in the guide. The other thing we talk about is excess testosterone, and a lot of women struggle with this. The excess hair growth is one of the biggest complaints that women have often of PCOS. And elevated testosterone levels are the reason that that happens. And this is, for me, this was one of the most difficult aspects of PCOS to find a natural approach for a long time, is lowering those testosterone levels. I know that balancing blood sugar can help and dietary approaches can help, but I've dealt with serious, serious cases where even when the diet was really good and they had all other things going on very, very well, testosterone levels were not coming down enough in order to resume ovulation. And I finally found these studies that found herbal preparations that were very effective in lowering testosterone levels enough to resume normal menstruation. And the PCOS Herb Seed Guide has specific guidelines on herbs and dosages that were used in the studies to reduce testosterone favorable until it was low enough favorable for ovulation. So this is really, really important. These are things that I do myself. And the other thing that was really interesting in this study is that the women reported less excess hair growth over time. So that's another significant benefit that I know a lot of women are looking for. So nutrients, herbs, and daily intake. So the Herb Seed Guide reviews the best sources for each nutrient and foods that you need to include daily in order to obtain the specific nutrients that you need. So they're in whole food form. And one of the things that really, really bothered me about looking at, say, foods that were highest in a certain nutrient, a lot of the foods that were listed were unhealthy foods or things that you should not eat if you have PCOS. And when I went into the USDA database and was looking at foods that were high, the foods listed were not the highest foods in that nutrient. And healthy foods that were higher, some of the highest foods were plant-based foods that were never even listed. And they had 50% of your RDA in one serving. And so in this guide, you're going to be able to see where these nutrients are in plant foods and include those in your diet and easily meet the recommended amounts that you need according to all the research in order to balance your hormones. So I was really excited to find that and to be able to put this guide together. It's really simple. It's a really simple guide. It's about 20 pages long. It just lists the research, the amounts of a nutrient or an herb that you need, and the reasons why. What it does, it lowers testosterone, it boosts progesterone, it balances luteinizing hormone to follicle stimulating hormone ratios, or whatever these herbs do to assist with PCOS. And then there is just a review of all the things that you need to do daily to make sure that you are doing on a daily basis. The guide is very affordable. It's affordable for anyone, and I wanted to do this so that this information can get out there and that women can start taking back control. You don't need to get on birth control pills. That doesn't fix PCOS. Yeah, you'll have a menstrual cycle every month, but your hormones aren't in balance. It's just forcing that to happen. We want to heal the body, not just mask symptoms. It doesn't go into diet in this guide, and I wanted to keep it at a low cost so that it was affordable. But I will be coming out with an entire 30-day program for those of you that want to really get into all of the dietary aspects, the nutrition aspects of PCOS, and really understand what you need to do in order to heal PCOS. I will be doing that, but I wanted this guide to be available for everyone. So um, hopefully this kind of helps you understand what is in that guide. I will put a link below to where you can purchase the guide if you are interested so that you can get started in balancing these hormones and overcoming some of these difficult issues that go along with PCOS. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.